Hello, welcome again. I'm Arsalan and today I'll be telling you about the remaining C's which I left in the last video. So the fourth C is concreteness. Now what is concreteness? To do this in your communication, I have again 3 tips. The first one is use specific facts and figures. Now how to do that? Let's take an example. She is a brain. Now, she is a brain is a general and vague kind of sentence. Now, you can make it concrete. How? She scored 3.9 GPA in 4 years. So, in whole 4 years, her CGPA was 3.9. So, that is showing that she was very intelligent. Moving towards the next step, put action in your verbs. So, how to put action in your verbs? Sometimes we use passive voice. Rather than using passive voice, we can use active voice. I'll tell you the reason. For example, the test was administered by Dean. Now, Dean is the thing which is being worked on. Rather than that, you can write Dean administrated the test. So now Dean is performing action. In the passive voice, action was being performed on the subject, and in active voice, action is being performed by the subject. So there is a difference that makes your sentence concrete. Let's move to third tip. Use vivid words. Vivid words, or you can say concrete words. Now this is a long letter. Now this is also a vague kind of sentence. So this letter is 3 times as long as it was supposed to be. For example, if a teacher gave a letter to write to a student and he says, okay, it should be from 75 to 100 words, and if he writes more than 100 words, for example 300 words, so rather than saying this is a long letter, you can say this is as long as 3 times. So this is telling him that yes, I have written this much longer. I have to reduces this much. So this is all about concreteness. The 5th C is clarity. What is clarity? Clarity is when you make yourself clear to the audience, or you make them understand yourself. So you can do this by using precise and familiar words. For example, so the 5th C is clarity. Now what is clarity? Clarity is when you make yourself clear to the audience. And to do that, you can use these 2 tricks. The first one is precise and familiar words. You can use them in your communication. For instance, domicile is a hard word and not everybody knows it. Rather than using domicile, you can use home. So this is a lot familiar word than the domicile. So you can use it, and this will make you clear to the audience. The second tip is you can use affective sentences. What is affective sentence, or how can you make an affective sentence? Simple. You don't use hard words or tough language or more complex kind of sentences. You go for the simple one, so you make yourself clear. Look at over here. After a perusal of pertinent data, the conclusion is that a lucrative market exists for subject property. So when this is a confusing sentence, you cannot get the idea or central idea or main idea of the sentence. You cannot come up with the meaning of the sentence. You cannot know what is the meaning of the sentence. So rather than using these kind of sentences, we can use the simplest one. For example, the data we studied show that your property is profitable and in high demand. Now this an easy thing rather than this. This is giving you a clear sense and it is making you easy by using familiar words. The last C is courtesy. Now there are again 3 tips to make your communication in courtesy. First is be sincerely tactful and thoughtful. Now what I mean by tactful and thoughtful, let's take an example. Clearly you didn't understand my latest email. Now this is a bit rude that you are using you and you are blaming him. So rather than that, you can say, sometimes I am not precise. Let me try again. Here is another email. So now this is a sentence with courtesy, a bit polite. The second tip is expression that show respect. You have to show respect to your listener. So I don't agree with you. It's like you are having conflict with them and you are being a bit rude with them. So you have to show politeness or respect to your listener. So well, you can say in fact that. So these words can be replaced by these. And the last, non-discriminatory expressions. Now sometimes we are like, we consider men, not like freshmen or things like that. In things like that we say these. Rather than saying freshman, because this is only for men. So rather than saying this, you can say newcomer or freshie or like this. So we have to generalize it. We have not to gender bias it. So gender biasness is wrong. So well, this is how we can create courtesy in our communication. The last but not the least is correctness. So what is correctness? You have to check the level of language you are using. If you are writing an academic letter or essay, so you have to use more formal words. For instance, join is a less formal word. So you can use participate rather than join. So this is a more formal word. Moreover, you can use endeavor rather than try. So this is how you can correct your sentences and ensure correctness in your communication skills. So this was all about 7 C's. Now I hope if you use these 7 C's, you can make your communication skills nice and you can communicate very easily. So this was all about it. Thank you very much. Hope you like it and find this video lecture helpful. And yes, don't forget to subscribe. Learn with Nasir.